Would you like to write great essays? Here are 7 tips for you. The first one is the point. Probably this is the most important tip of all. Why are you writing this essay? What's the whole point? Unless you are very clear in your mind what's the whole point to the essay, you won't be able to write a great one. So ask yourself, are you trying to prove a thesis or mobilize your audience for a worthy cause? Are you trying to defend yourself against something? Or are you just trying to write something viral? Whatever it is, you need to be very clear in your mind about the whole point. Second comes the audience. Whom are you writing your essay for? Is this a group of just people who are looking for a diversion to entertain themselves and have a good time? Your audience, are they business people trying to find solution to specific practical problems? Or are they a group of highly educated scientists and professionals, specialists, who would like to learn new concepts with which to interpret and understand the world? So the audience that you are writing for will also determine like your choice of words and phrases, whether, for example, you should use jargon or not. So it's important to have a very clear idea about the audience. The third important point is the structure. I would recommend you to adopt a traditional 3-part structure: introduction, the middle section, and the conclusion. But I strongly recommend you leaving the introduction section to the very last. Don't write it as the first thing you write, because your idea, the flow of the essay may change as you go through it, as you keep writing. So it's better to look at the finished product and then fit the introduction to the final product itself. The logic. Argue your case well in your essay. You owe that to your readers. Tell something new to your readers. Have them follow the argument from one sentence to another, from one paragraph to the other. Thus, pay special attention to transitions between sentences and paragraphs. Statements that do not flow logically, it creates a cognitive dissonance, what's called in psychology. So it leads to difficulty in following the argument and thus to an inferior reader experience. Fifth is the voice, the most important voice of all. Offer a glimpse to the person behind the words and concepts. For example, right now, my voice, I'm kind of informal person. I would like to communicate something, yet not in a very stuffy way. That's my personal choice. That's why I don't like to read word by word from a written text. Are you a humorous, happy-go-lucky type of person? Are you a more commanding, formal type of person? It's all up to you. You can project a peaceful, a spiritual perspective, or you can be otherwise. Go for a political, ideological, some sort of exposition. But your voice will determine the way your essay is read, interpreted, remembered, and shared. So it's very important. The style. Lots of things go into a style. For example, your sentence length, the way you vary the length of your sentences, and your punctuation, how you use them, and whether perhaps you're teasing the reader by withholding the information, and the way you structure, it overlaps with the structure, your style. Just make sure your style is not offensive for your intended audience. That is, you don't underestimate their strengths and background. You treat them fair and square as your esteemed counterparts. So a little respect and preemptive wisdom, as reflected in your style, go a long way in your craft of writing. And the last one is action items. The ideal essay, I think, is one that is looking forward to a change in behavior on the part of your readers. It's fine, it's okay to have your readers have a good time, but wouldn't you like them also to lead better lives by changing their behavior? So if so, do not hesitate to include an action item or two in your essays and tell them exactly what you would like your readers to do with all this new knowledge, new information. So you may end up winning not only a league of loyal readers, but also an audience who is grateful for the new solutions you brought to their lives. So that's the highest payoff I can think of for an essay writer. So take good care of your writing, your craft, and your audience. And I see you in the next video.